What's up, everybody? Welcome Sunday morning. MLB pre-lock live. I'm sorry, it's too early yet. Pete Cole here, co-host with my co-host here, Wes. What's up, my man? Just got done golfing. I just got done golfing. I see. So ready to jump into a different sport.
Oh, yeah. I just got hosed at golf, so I'm ready to win something today.
Yeah, and talking about winning yesterday was a tough slate, man. It was. We had the COVID twins problem. Which totally screwed up my evening slate because I was stacked with two wins on my cash. Once that game was announced, I had them locked in. So it was a bad pitching slate yesterday. There's not much I could do about that. But one thing about DFS, we live to run another day, and that's what we got here. We can forget about yesterday, and it's a good slate. But anybody new, welcome to your Fielder's Choice. We cover all sports. Our niche sports, especially, is one of our specialties. We have a deal going on right now. For the first 6 months, $35 a month. You can't beat it. And if you look at our winning lineups page, our Discord's free. So jump in our general Discord. You can see our winning lineups. These guys crushed. They crushed last night. KBO, Korean baseball. We're crushing AFL, Australian rules rugby, soccer, all that, plus baseball, which we've been pretty much crushed every day this season. Struggled a little bit last night, but I still see we have some good scores in Discord. One of our longtime members, Big E, won the $20 max, won $1,000, so that was good for him. He's a longtime member that deserves it well. So congrats to that Big E. And we did have some winners. I just struggled a little bit, so time to make up with it today. And what a different slate with pitching. Today we have all elite pitchers, and I think one thing we just got to talk about quick here is how are we going to run this pitching slate? We have two of the best pitchers in baseball rolling out, and it always seems like these guys are on the same schedule. It always seems like we get Cole and Bieber together. So you got to look at a strategy. Do we play? Both of these guys, we don't have to sit there and talk too much about it. Generally we got Garrett Cole. He's untouchable. Especially this season so far, 41% strikeout rate, and his walk rate is only 4%. You can't get any safer than that. But then Shane Bieber, on the other hand, I think he's had 3 starts now, struck out at least 11 each of those starts. He looked totally crushed the White Sox's last at bat. Can we get both of these guys? And if we can't, which one are you going to roll with the value pitcher?
Exactly. Right now, the values that I'm looking at as far as ownership, we got, you would think that John Means would be higher, but he's not. Right now, the ownership for the lower is Pablo Lopez and Robbie Ray are the highest two of the lesser priced pitchers.
All right, so I originally started working on a slate. I figured I was just probably going to run like a Bieber, maybe just because a little bit of a discount from Cole, $400. But first of all, Strasburg has been scratched from the Nationals. So that puts us in the D-backs in a really good situation. It was going to be a bullpen game anyways, pretty much for the Nationals today. So now all of a sudden we have a D-back sign up that's going to look a hell of a lot better. Miami bats, we could actually turn around and possibly get away with running Bieber and Cole together. If we want to use some of this value, I'm not sure if we can, but maybe we'll go through it and find out. But if we just use one stud, I've been on all season. I've been on Kyle Gibson. He's been actually really well facing the Orioles today. He's had 2 straight really good outings. In 13 innings, he's only allowed 1 run, struck out 11. He's a good pitcher. He's had some bad luck the last couple of years, and now we got the Orioles who actually strike out almost 30% against right-handed pitchers. On the other side, though, John Means, I believe, is going to be popular also in that game. So I know a lot of people are on Means against a Texas team that's definitely not hitting. This lineup right now is, you got Garcia, the righty, batting cleanup. There's really nobody in this lineup righties that scare you beside Solak today. Joey Gallo is not even playing today. So You can also look at Means or Kyle Gibson. There's other guys out there. Maybe like we didn't talk about Freddie Peralta. Peralta. My problem with Peralta is his price. He's gone up to 9.5. I mean, he deserved it. He's striking out hitters 47% clip right now. 0.69 ERA against the Pittsburgh offense right now is kind of struggling also. So Peralta's in the mix. Nola's in the mix for Philadelphia. So there's plenty of ways to go, but I think we may be able to fit a Cole Bieber lineup together with some of his value coming out. So we'll see. I guess we'll see what we come up as we go through each position. So let's just start with catcher and see what we come up with. Then we'll wrap it back around to pitcher when we get done and make a decision. So
As far as catcher goes, the guy that's highest owned right now, Omar Narvaez, is not starting. So
okay.
You go down to Real Muto, and then looks like Kyle Hishigawa for the Yankees. And then, of course, your guy, Yan Gomes, your Sunday catcher.
Yeah, and actually Gomes has actually made a career out of hitting home runs on Sundays. The problem is with Gomes is his prices went up today. We got the Nationals facing Bumgarner, who's actually turned into more of a gas can. So we have Gomes. Where's Gomes batting in the order here?
He's batting seventh.
I just don't know if I can pay this price on Yan Gomes. I like Kyle Higashioka. He's Garrett Cole's personal catcher. He's actually shown that he can hit home runs. He hit 2 or 3 games ago last time he played. So I may actually lean toward a Higashioka play. Who else I had in my Robert Perez already has 2 homers against lefties. Also in a good spot. So probably I'm gonna lean somebody cheap.
What about Chad Wallach for the Marlins? He's only 2,200. He's not hitting very well though. But
yeah, I don't know if you want to go that low. Probably I'm probably. I mean, Sal Perez is the play right now. I mean, if you want to go up, if you're using a guy like a Means or a Gibson with a Bieber, but I'm probably gonna maybe Higashioka. I mean, he's got a slash line right now, 400, 455, 1,000, and he's a good defensive and offensive catcher. So this is a pay down position, obviously a catcher. So pretty much type of slate today because you're gonna be using at least one elite arm. You got to pay down. So I'm probably going to lean Higashioka. I think Higashioka is probably the best bet. I like the Marlins today, but said Chad Wallach, not in the greatest spot. I mean, Alex Wood is hittable. So, I don't know, Higashioka, or I guess, I mean, a guy like Yan Gomes, who definitely made a career out of hitting home runs on Sundays. I found that out like 8 or 9 years ago playing DFS, where I started playing Gomes, and I made a lot of money off him on Sundays. And he's going against Bumgarner. So, if anything, use Gomes in a stack. Okay, wrap around first base.
All right, first base right now we've got Keston at 20%, and then you go down. The next is Hoskins at 12, and then Jesus Aguilar at 8, a little more than 8. Him and Carlos Santana are really close.
All right, pay-up's gonna be Vlad Guerrero, who's been on fire. I mean, I got him his last 7 days. He's got 2 homers, batting 455. I think right now I'm probably leaning Ryan Zimmerman against Bumgarner at 4-1. Either Zimmerman or Santana. I think they're both in great spots. Especially Zimmerman. Zimmerman's kind of like found a fountain of youth all of a sudden this year, and he's going against Bum. Yesterday he had 1 hit. I mean, he's had a 3 for 4 game, 2 for 4 game. I'm leaning Zimmerman right now as probably my top play. And he is showing the ownership. I don't play Castanera, so we've talked about this every slate on Discord. I don't play Castanera, especially until he starts hitting. Santana's the other play. Switch hitter going against the lefty, 390 WOBA, 226 ISO. You can't beat those numbers against Robbie Ray. Remember, Robbie Ray's the type of guy that can either mow people down or struggle. He's pretty much struggled over the years. We got Santana batting second in a good spot also against Ray. So I'm leaning either Santana or Zimmerman. And if you want to pay up, I think you go to Vlad. I mean, Vlad is totally on fire, and I was doing well. Josh Bell may be popular. Wait, is Josh Bell even in the lineup?
I do not think.
Yeah, Bell's sitting today. Never mind. So you can take Bell out. So yeah, I think you either look at Santana or Zimmerman. Also, if you want to go way down, we got Garrett Cooper at 3-2 for Miami. Cooper's always in a really good spot, especially against lefties. He's actually batting cleanup today. So these are the guys you want to pick on. Guys like Alex Wood. I mean, Cooper's got 2 hits in his last 9 at bat. So I don't know. I like the Santana spot. I like the Royals today. Mainly, I know they're not hitting well, but said we got to get cheap if we want to play some of these big time pitchers.
Right.
Is there anybody else you like there at first base?
Yeah, like you said, I'm more on Jesus Aguilar versus Wood. He generally crushes left-handers. I mean, yesterday he was 2 for 5 with a couple RBIs, ended up with 14 fantasy points, and he's actually got double-digit fantasy points in 3 of his last 5 games. And if I was paying down that to get the stud arms, that's who I'm leaning toward.
Kind of like in Garrett Cooper, the more is going on too, though. The spot he isn't
in the order. 3 and 4 in the order.
I just got a note too. Cole Calhoun got scratched. We have Rojas leading off for Arizona. So that's going to put the cheat sheet's been updated. Cheat sheet's been updated for all you people that use the cheat sheet. It's got a note from Devin. So let me go back and see what.
Yeah, let me refresh it.
There's a change. Pretty much, it's still got same thing. We got Zimmerman on the top. So Zimmerman, Cooper, Aguilar, any of those spots. Unless you want to pay up and go to Vlad.
Yeah, it's like the masses heard us talking, and now the cheat sheet is different.
All right, second base. Also, first base is if you're playing FanDuel, Zimmerman's only 2-3. Probably, I would probably lock in Zimmerman at 2-3 and just move on if I'm playing FanDuel, especially against Bumgarner. All right, second base. Second base is to me a pay down position today. You can go Jace Peterson, who's only 2-4 for Milwaukee. I mean, you play Jace Peterson, it's going to allow you to really load up. Peterson, Jace Peterson's not even playing. I thought Peterson was playing. All right, never mind. So if we're not going to play Jace Peterson, another play I like, who's may not be as popular as people think, is Hanser Alberto. And Alberto's, wow. Is Alberto not playing either? This isn't all right. This isn't working out. Okay, so
Hanser Alberto is batting 5th.
Oh, why didn't I see him? I was over him. So there we go. So I like Hanser Alberto at that price. I thought I saw, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at an old lineup. So you got Alberto, who's 392, got 392 WOBA against lefties. Going against Robbie Ray. We want to pick on Ray. I like Alberto. Also, you know who else is really hot right now is Josh Harrison. And he's batting 5th, going against Bumgarner. Harrison, the problem with Harrison is his price went up to 4-1, but he's got 556 average right now, 5 ribbies over his last 7 days. So if you have the money, that's a problem with Harrison. I love to play him, but now his price has gone up a little bit. So definitely in play. Another play we got is Eduardo Escobar right now for Arizona, picking on Pablo Espinal for the Nationals, who's a new pitcher for Strasburg. Escobar is batting 5th. He's batting 6th. That's a problem with Escobar in his order. He's batting 6th. The problem, he's crushing the ball, but he's probably more of a boomer bust play here today. He's got 6 home runs, but he's only hitting 232. So, but if you look at his BABIP, it's 189. That means he's getting very unlucky. So 3-9 Escobar, I guess you can definitely put in play.
Or you could go Sterling Castro, who's actually batting almost 400 against Bumgardner.
He's batting cleanup today.
Yeah.
4-3 on DK. Man, these guys they really priced up these Nats. I mean, Castro and Harrison should be down like mid threes.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, you can play a Castro at 4-3, Escobar at 3-9, probably both in the same spot. Yeah, and Castro and he has been crushing the ball too. So maybe we lean more towards Starling Castro. Definitely a pay down position. Oh, another, but we can use him at second base is Jazz Chisholm. He's one of our new brand favorites. This kid, power, speed. Love this kid. He's gonna be one of the best shortstops in baseball. Give him 2 more years. He's got a slash line right now, 324, 458, 703 with 3 homers. Probably more of a GPP play, but when you're playing against Alex Wood, you become a cash play. So add Jazz Chisholm on that list, either second base or shortstop. Definitely. I think Castro. I think Castro's the play. I mean, he's hitting fourth. He's gonna get runners on base today. I would probably lean starting on Castro unless you want to play Castro at third and maybe play a Harrison at second if you want to stack Nats.
Right.
Harrison's probably gonna be the lowest owned of them, but good leverage play. So Castro or Harrison, and you can always pay up for a DJ or something like that. But we're probably not going to want to go that way when we're dealing with these stud pitchers. Like even if you play Peralta with Bieber today, Peralta's 9.5 or Cole. We got to find value here somewhere. So I'm glad that's actually a good spot for Castro. All right. So anybody else you like a second base you want to throw out through a GBP play or anything?
No, that's pretty much the guys that I was on. Is Castro and Harrison, the Nats players.
Yeah, they just mentioned in the chat, lefties from Arizona are looking tasty today. Yeah, and the more I'm looking at them, I like them a lot, and it's going to allow us to get the pitchers we want here today. So with got Rojas leading off at 3-4 short, and Pavin Smith. I mean, these guys aren't crushers, but Astribble at third and Peralta. So, all right, so let's move on to third. We could play Castro at third. We also have J Ram sitting there, who possibly could be the popular play. What do you have for ownership sitting there at third base?
All right. Right now, Odor is at the top of the ownership at 16. Then Ramirez,
So
and then
nobody really.
Castro.
All right. So
those three. I'm not playing Odor. I don't care how high he's owned. He's got one hit in like the past 5 games, and he's been at the top of the ownership every day.
and he did go yard finally yesterday, so maybe he's waking out of it. But I mean, your stud there is J Ram. I mean, he just hits home runs, steals bases. He's made a career out of hitting lefties. So you got the money, 5-2. He's facing Wade Miley, and Cincinnati's turned into a hitter's park. So J Ram should play there if you have the money. I put him down as my sneaky play of the day today. My favorite third baseman, and I could probably go with him because of his price, is Brian Anderson for Miami. I'd like to spot Anderson's in. He's batting sixth against Wood. Can be a gas can, 43% hard contact. Going back to 2019, his 2020-21 numbers a little bit better, 45% hard contact, 335 WOBA. I just think he's in a great spot. Now remember this Miami Giants game today. We have a hitter's ump, and both of these pitchers I'm not afraid of. A lot of people like Pablo Lopez today, but the Giants are putting on pretty much a lefty heavy lineup. So I like both sides of this. And I definitely like Anderson batting sixth. Maybe the spot to put Castro, though. Don't forget about Travis Shaw from Milwaukee. He's been mashing, and he's still being underowned. Probably more of a GPP play.
Yeah.
Um,
He's actually a pretty good value on FanDuel at 2,600.
Problem is on FanDuel, I'm seeing J Rams 3,000.
Yeah,
so if you're playing FanDuel, you lock in J Ram, I think, and move on. When you can get J Ram at $3,000, you just move on and play him.
Yeah.
Anybody else that's really jumping out? No. I mean, I like the Shaw call. I like the Castro. Said I'm really into Brian Anderson today. You can play Eduardo Escobar at third also if you want to play Escobar. Uh, this
Yeah,
Nationals game is going to be high owned, I think.
all of these guys that we just mentioned are in the top 4 or 5 of the ownership.
David
Escobar,
Peralta betting cleanup.
Anderson. Say what?
No, I said David Peralta's betting cleanup in that game. All right, so pay up J Ram, pay down for Castro, pay down for Brian Anderson, and it's pretty much gonna be your plays. Anderson's gonna be more of a sneaky play, contrarian play, but also how about one name I didn't mention is Alec Boehm at only 3-4. Boehm's been crushing. I just rolled him up in my top plays. Boehm's got hits in 10 of his last 12 games. Steal at 3-4. So that's the thing. When starting Castro was 4-3, and you got a guy like Boehm, you got to put Boehm's into consideration also. Hunter Dozier at 3-3. If you like that Royals game, so there's like more plays than we think. But I think J Rams to pay up. Guess Castro. I'm liking Boehm more now at 3-4.
Anderson, Castro, Boehm are all pay downs.
Yeah, and Shaw as a GPP play.
Right.
All right, shortstop. Shortstop's all about Trey Turner today. All he does is cash for you. He's hit 292. He's got 2 homers. He's going to be popular. What's the ownership showing on our YFC cheat sheet?
Trey Turner is 30%. Lock him in. Then Rojas is 10%. So there's a huge gap between the two.
You may see Rojas ownership go up more once more people notice the change in the batting order there. I mean, if you had the money as Turner, Gleyber Torres is always popular no matter what. He's going to be popular at 4 or 5. Don't sleep on Miguel Rojas from Miami. Good play. FanDuel Trey Turner is only 3.8, so you lock him in there. DK is a little bit different. I just don't know if we can get up to Trey Turner, but he's probably you got a guy with Turner. You got the combo of spat, his power and speed. I think he's a pay up. I think he's my favorite play actually at the slate today. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's got to play Turner and just forget about it and just move on. And then you can mess with some of these other cheaper plays, other places.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else you like a shortstop?
No, those were the two, Rojas and Turner. Everybody else is going to be a GPP play because those two are going to carry all the ownership mostly.
What about Rosario for Cleveland going against Wade Miley? I want to pick on Miley today. He's batting 6th?
Yeah, he's batting 6th, and he
hits lefty as well.
He's right around 8% ownership.
Yeah, I mean he hits lefties. Hit a home run the other day. Remember? All right, GBP play though, I guess. All right, yeah. Trey Turner. Okay, let's move on to the outfield. Outfield, you can go so many different places today. Yankees are going to be popular. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, Adam Duvall is going to be popular at only 3.7. I guess first of all, let's start with Juan Soto. I think on FanDuel, Juan Soto is your core play at only 4.2. You play Juan Soto and you move on. He's, to me, he's the best hitter in baseball. He's slashing at 350, 446, 525. Probably has his best matchup of the season today. Thing is, do you pay up for him on DK? He's cheaper on FanDuel. Can we get him at DK? Because there is plenty of value today. Solars, DJ Stewart. There's plenty of guys that we can go to. How do you see Juan Soto today?
The ownership is saying Juan Soto is the second highest on DK and the highest on FanDuel.
Price.
Right now, the Jackie Bradley Jr. is the highest on DraftKings, and then followed by Bryce Harper. And then you got Solar, Garcia, Billy McKinney, and then David Peralta.
All right, let's talk about Jackie Bradley Jr., ex-Red Sox. he's showing a lot of ownership today. I see. I personally have no interest in the guy, but I mean, I know he's in. We got Chad Cole pitching for Pittsburgh. Xhip of 580 last year. He doesn't discriminate. Lefties and righties pretty much both hit him. Let me see going back to 2019. Actually, it doesn't matter. So he wasn't even there. So kind of a gas can. Bradley's a lefty. He gives up 48% hard contact to lefties. That's a plus for Bradley. Strikes out lefties a little bit more, 22%. The problem is Bradley's got 203 ISO. 36% hard contact, which isn't great. Doesn't hit the ball in the air as fast. I don't know. I just have a problem. I guess because Bradley's because he's 3-3 on DK. FanDuel at 2-4. My deal is, yeah, he had a good game, 3 for 4 yesterday. He had a triple. But remember, we had Cahill going there. Cahill was just a can yesterday. Before that, he was one. Well, I mean, he's had hits in 3, 6, 7 straight games, but only double digits in 2. I really like Jorge Soler today. Same price. I know he's not hitting. I promise I want to be there when he does hit. Batting cleanup today against Robbie Ray. Now you're talking numbers. 246 ISO, 361 WOBA, 44 hard contact against lefties going back to 2019. That's what I want to see. My problem is I played Soler yesterday. He got hit by a pitch, I think it was, right? That was the only time he got on base. The day before that, he was 2 for 4 2 days ago. He's not hitting no either. I just know, I mean, he's too good of a hitter to be 3-4. He's going to explode one of these days. I may be different than the masses and go a guy like Soler, but I don't know. What's your thoughts on Jackie Bradley with all that ownership?
Well, I mean, he's batting leadoff again for Milwaukee, who really hadn't been hitting the ball good. But they're who's Cardinals pitching? Grant. So he's got a hard thrower.
Now,
Grant hasn't really pitched well. He's given up 3. He's just not been throwing the ball real well. He's got 3 walks or 2 or 3 walks in every game. He's given up 3 or 4 runs in a couple games.
I'm glad you brought that up about Grant, because the Cards used their bullpen yesterday, and they pretty much went through their bullpen. So if Gant struggles, they're probably going to keep him in. Gant's going against the Phillies. You had me confused there. Yeah, because we're talking about Chad Cole. That had me confused. But that's okay. I wanted to bring it up about John Gant, about these Phillies, as we really haven't talked about too many Phillies. I was going to get to it later on. If Gant struggles today, Phillies are going to be sneaky because they're going to keep him in a game. All right, so going back to the matchup.
Going back to Cole, it's the same thing. He had 7 walks last time out and 12 walks in his last 2 games, and he's not pitched more than 4 innings in a game yet this year.
Yeah, he played his last game against was the Padres. I think, and he was negative numbers. So
yeah.
I usually like the Pirates. I'm not playing against Peralta today. You know, they may be sneaky, because I don't think I see negative regression coming with Freddie Peralta. But I guess Bradley is in a good spot against Cole. Also got Vogelback batting second, playing first base. The problem is, as soon as Cole leaves, and they're going to pinch hit for him if the lefty comes in. So I just don't like playing that Milwaukee offense. There's nothing there, especially when Yelich isn't there. So I guess Bradley's in play. Anybody else? I like Adam Duvall, probably more of a boomer bust, but he hits lefties definitely better. He's got 2 bombs already against lefties this year. He's hitting 444 against lefties. I like Duvall. Now Calhoun is scratched, so I can take him out. Alex Dickerson for San Francisco. That was my other, I think, sneaky play. So I like that game in Miami more for pitchers. Look, I was looking at Dickerson earlier, and I was thinking about making him my sneaky play. Now you got Dickerson batting 5th, lefty going against Lopez. Lopez is doing well, but we got a hitters umpire today there. Dickerson, I think, is in a really good spot. Look at his numbers: 369 WOBA, 240 ISO to right-handed bats. Good spot. All those lefties in that order. I didn't mention Brandon Belt. If you're going to stack Brandon Belt, La Stella leading off. Giants are going to be sneaky. That's a sneaky game, I think. So Starling Marte, that's another outfielder I like. He's righty going against Wood, the lefty. We want to pick on Wood to put Marte in that list also of outfielders. Who else we have? Oh, one other name, Fran Mel Reyes.
Yeah.
I knew there was somebody else that we want to talk about. Reyes definitely destroys lefties, 362 WOBA. What's Reyes' ownership?
He is way down there.
Surprising. He's batting clean up against Miley in Cincinnati, which I think is a hitter's park.
He's right
47%
around
hard
6%.
contact.
He's around 6%, so he's a GPP play.
He may be my cash play because I love him. So Solar is seeing ownership 14%. Abisail, but he's batting third. I see Billy McKinney's catching some. A little bit of ownership. Wait, it was McKinney batting sixth. I'm not playing Billy McKinney. And don't sleep on some of these Orioles, like I mentioned before. DJ Stewart, who I like. If you want to go low, he's batting third against Gibson. Even though I'm a Kyle Gibson guy, I like Gibson, but Stewart batting third, hits righties, and Santander batting second. So these guys could be sneaky. I can't believe Maikel Franco was a cleanup hitter in the major leagues, but he is, and he actually won Big E money yesterday. So I guess Big E's a fan of Maikel Franco. Danny's asking about David Peralta. I mean, yeah, with Peralta batting cleanup today, and that price 3-2 against Espino. This is gonna be one of those lineups. I think that you're gonna make a lineup and you're gonna hate it. It's gonna be uglier than hell, but you may have to go with it because if you go with a Bieber, Cole.
If you go with Bieber Cole, you're going to end up with a bunch of Marlins and some Orioles and a couple Brewers.
You guarantee 60 points right there, maybe 70. And then you got to hit these values right. And there's plenty of values that go by. You just got to dig through them. Anybody else on mission for cash for Jordan Luplow? We gotta be careful with him. He's at 4-1. He's leading off. The problem is if a righty comes in, he may get pinch hit for. I mean, I just like that Reyes spot batting cleanup against Wade Miley. I mean, Wade Miley's been around forever. I mean, he's serviceable. I mean, he pitched well against the Giants. He had 20 DK. Actually pitched well against Pittsburgh, but it's Pittsburgh, 27 DK. So I still think you can pick on him. All right. Anybody else, other outfielders that you want to mention that we're missing here that's in a good spot?
I think we covered most of them. I mean, Soto and Harper, the pay up guys. Then you got Bradley, Solar, Garcia, McKinley's definitely a punt at 2,300. That'll help you get both of the big arms. And then you got the Baltimore guys at Santander and Stewart in good spots. They're fairly cheap. And then you got a few Yankees that are down lower in the ownership. Hicks and Judge right around 9 or 10%. I mean, that pretty much covers everybody.
Actually, Jeremy Burton has DM'd me about not to forget about, and he's right, Starling Marte. And I did mention a Marte, but Marte has been on fire, and I was wondering why his price was up to 5K, and I had to dig in more. He's always been a good hitter in his Pittsburgh days, but he's only had one at bat yesterday. But before that, he had 5 of his last 7 games with double DK points. So, you're obviously going to pay for him now. But he's in a good spot against Wood batting second. I said it's a good hitter's environment today in Miami. So Marte may be actually one of my favorite plays. I just don't know if we can get to him at that price.
Right.
Anybody else? I keep looking at this Pittsburgh lineup, man, because I just see a letdown day from Freddie Peralta. I like Pirates. I'm not saying I play Colin Moran a lot at first. I'm not saying I'm going to play him today because Peralta is just pitching so well. But I could see if you're doing sneaky stacks, if you multi-enter MMB, throw a couple of Pirate stacks in with some lefties like a Reynolds, Moran, Polanco, something like that. Get those guys in there. Okay. Anybody have any questions for any of these outfielders or any other cash plays that we missed? I don't see any. What is your favorite stack today?
My favorite stack today is probably the Marlins. Every time I build the lineup, I end up with 3 or 4 Marlins in it. I think that Wood. I just don't think that he's very good, and I'm going to play a bunch of Marlins today. If I'm running 20 lineups, I'm going to have at least 5 or 6 Marlin stacks.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially the Marlin. Well, they're loaded. They don't have any lefties in the lineup usually beside Corey Dickerson and Jazz, and because here's the nice thing, and Wood, because Wood he's not a bad pitcher against lefties, but against righties, man, he gives up hard contact. He get the ground ball rate. He gives up a 394 WOBA, 277 ISO to right-handed bats. So that does play a Cooper or Aguilar at first. You put one in the outfield. Now you got Rojas. Now Rojas actually hits lefties well. This kid's got 396 WOBA to left-handed pitchers. That's not bad, and that's going through almost over 200 at bats from Miguel Rojas. And Rojas is another one of those guys. When he's on top of the order, he usually gets a hit. So yeah, I like Brian Anderson as my sneaky call. I might even end up playing him at third today. Arizona is going to be a stack. I'm trying to think of somebody different because we just keep in the same teams. Said Arizona, Miami, the Nationals are going to be popular. The Brewers are going to be popular.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
We're not rolling out your normal Yankee stacks, and the Yankees will probably go off today. Because nobody's playing them really, but I just like these other teams where I can get the two big pitchers in.
There was a time this morning I was thinking about rolling Means and Gibson in a lineup. If you look at Texas against lefties, that whole lineup is bad against lefties. The only one that is even halfway decent is actually Culberson, who's batting 7th. And on the other side, it said I'm a Gibson guy, and the same thing. The only guys on an Oriole lineup that actually hit right as well is Stewart and Santander. So it's actually a decent mini stack if you're GBPing Santander, Stewart, and then maybe roll out like a Ryan Mountcastle or Ruiz batting 6, who's a lefty. So, but they're gonna be low on. That's the type of stacks that win you money. Is the low on stacks that people aren't on. So, okay, let's look at price picks. All right, go ahead.
I got a couple right here. Both of them are Marlins. Sterling Marte over 6.5 fantasy points, and Brian Anderson over 6.
Price picks? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Those two stuck out, and then probably. Oh wow, those two are the ones that stuck out to me.
Fran. Who did you say? You said Brian Anderson. Who?
Sterling Marte is 6.5 fantasy points. I like the over there, and then Brian Anderson at 6.0 fantasy points. I like the over there. Then your guy Fran Mel Reyes
6.5
at 6.5 too.
Like the Reyes call. Hunter Dozier 6.5. Take the over on that. Nicky Select's only 5.5. I said he's the only one pretty much in that order that we had just talked about that could 5.5. That you can maybe take the over on that, but he's the only one who pretty much hits lefties, and he does.
Yeah. Then your guy Colin Moran's at 5. I don't know about that against Peralta though.
Yeah, I just wouldn't take a chance. But I said Peralta's negative regression is coming on Peralta. He's a decent pitcher. I'm not going to talk him down, but he's not a 48% strikeout pitcher. Nobody is, but he's not a 30% strikeout pitcher. Okay, so let's just overall, we talked about outfields. I guess Bradley probably is the play. We really didn't mention Garrett Cooper in the outfield because he plays first base too, but you can get Cooper in there. Problem is now we're going to catch, and all of a sudden anybody's going to go to this Bieber Cole, and we're going to have all these Marlins and D-backs in our cash lineup. I think it's the way to go. So Bradley, shortstop Turner, third base be like Castro, Anderson, J Ram, going back second base, DJ, Harrison. Let's give me anybody else we mentioned. First base be like Zimmerman, like Carlos Santana.
And Aguilar.
I know there's one player I'm missing that I really like, but I'd love to play Vlad today because I think he's on fire, but I think he's too much if we want to go to the big guys. If you want to be different, Aaron Nola is going to be different, and I think Aaron Nola is going to be very low owned and is getting a good GPP spot. So don't sleep on Aaron Nola today either. He's facing this Cardinals lineup that people are going to be afraid to use, but remember, Aaron Nola is a good pitcher, so he's the type of guy that he's done nothing. I mean, he hasn't had a huge game yet against the Mets. Against the Mets, he gave up 7 hits, 6 hits against. He played the Mets twice, so 13 hits in 2 games. Atlanta 5 hits, so he's going to get you 15 DK, hopefully 20. But I think it's going to be a nice, sneaky GPP play. Okay, anybody else in the chat have any other questions? Who is I lock on both sides, Cole or Bieber? If I a gun to my head, if I had to play one, I would probably lean Bieber. FanDuel. Probably Bieber also. And I'm a Yankee guy, so probably Bieber. But it's so close where you can't go wrong with either of them, obviously. I mean, Cole doesn't walk people. Probably Bieber more for the price, a couple $100 cheaper.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more expensive on FanDuel, I see here. So definitely DK. I guess I would lean Bieber. So you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? I think that's it. Also for the it's the code YFC for Price Picks. Don't anybody that's new here watching, we have $35 for 6 months. You can't beat. That's probably the best deal in the industry right now. Like I said, especially for our small sports. Just look at our winning lineups room. Everybody's crushing this KBO, soccer, Australian rules football, along with baseball, which we just crush every night. So Danny, you asked me that same question again, Cole or Bieber. I said, a gun to my head, Cole, or gun to my head, Bieber. So now you're going to put a gun to my head? So Danny will play Cole now. So I mean, if anything, it'd be Bieber. But they're both 1 and 1A. All right, guys, I think we're out of here. Thanks to G, our producer today. Filled in, pinch hit. Great job. Oh, but who will score more runs? What are you talking about? Oh, between the Yankees and the Yankee game and the Indians game, who's going to score more runs? Probably the Yankees. Yeah, definitely the Yankees going against Kittredge. Remember, Kittredge is starting, but Yarbrough coming in. Yarbrough's been trashed this year. There's something wrong. I still think there's something wrong with Yarbrough. I've watched him a lot. I watched him all spring. Something's not right with him. So, yeah, I would lean the Yankees. Especially, the Indians are favored against the Reds, but it's going to be more probably Yankees bats better. All right, guys, we are out of here. And he's going to keep asking me questions until I snap. All right, good luck, guys. Deuces. Thanks, Danny.
Later.